So this might be the most important video I make on this channel. And once I implemented this little tip that I'm about to give you, it completely changed the results of my business. It made me far more productive. It made me more mentally clear. And it also helped me with like the rest of my life as well. So hopefully you can implement this and get something out of it. So when I was brand new to business, actually, let's go a little bit before that. I wanted to start a business since my early 20s. I'm early 30s now. And I had all these great ideas and I never did anything about it. And the reason why is because I was just pretty much thinking of ideas, criticizing them, pulling them apart, shooting them down, and then creating another idea, then pivoting with this other idea. Meanwhile, I wasn't trying anything. When I did eventually start my business, I was concerned about what niche I should pick. Should I pick this niche because I'm passionate about this? Should I do this topic because I'm interested in this? Or should I do this because this seems to be doing very well for everyone? And then once I picked a niche, guess what I did then? Well, I was like, well, how do I reach out to these people in this niche? Should I send this message? Should I say this? Should I say this to them? 4 months would roll by, 5 months would roll by, nothing, right? And then eventually I'd send my first message. When I started to film my YouTube videos, I was like, I'm gonna make a video on this topic, or should I plan this? I'd spend days planning it, right? And then I would take weeks to shoot a single video because I just was worried what people would think about me. I was worried about being judged. I was worried that I would look stupid on camera. I was worried that like the video wouldn't be very good. And basically, the worries are only in your mind. The perfectionism that you have right now, that I had, which was tremendous, and it was like this horrible, horrible, horrible pressure on me all the time, that was stopping me from actually going anywhere. Because what was happening was people who didn't have this perfectionism, they would basically start a business, which I wanted to start. They would trial and error a few different niches. They would trial and error a few different messages. They would find something that worked, all in the space of a week, and make their first sale whilst I was struggling to get out of the starting blocks. And when you actually look at this, if you're a person who suffers with perfectionism, I actually suffered with this in all areas of my life. It happened in my fitness. It happened whenever I was going to leave the door to do something. I was crippled by something that I wasn't even aware of. And if you could just think to yourself, what is the better way to operate here? Is it getting the right idea 100% of, the 100% right idea on the first time you try something? Or is it better to try out quickly, test out 10 things, find what works, move on? Well, it's absolutely option 2 there, because you are never, ever, ever, this is what I've learned through running tons and tons of tests now. I'm much better and I've managed to largely get rid of my perfectionist streak. You're never, ever, ever going to get the right thing the first time you do it, no matter how hard you think to yourself, no matter how analytical you are, no matter how smart you are not going to be able to get it. You're going to make mistakes. And guess what? Even when you do mistakes, no one gives a fuck. No one cares, right? The only person that cares is you. And the only person that's stopping you from doing anything is you. So this is just a quick video, but it's a highly important video. You've got to practice the art of pulling the trigger. You cannot think about things repeatedly and dwell on them and be overwhelmed by decisions. Make a decision, move on. The person who makes a decision quickly and decides quickly and pulls the trigger at each decision level quickly gets to the finish line way quicker than the person who's trying to find the perfect answer. Even though the person who's trying to find the perfect answer, main goal when they're delaying their decisions, when they're procrastinating, when they are being a perfectionist, their main goal is to get to the finish line quicker. But because their behavior doesn't allow them to do that, it holds them back for actually achieving anything. So hopefully you've got some decisions that you have to make in your business right now. Just go and make them. Just get a friggin' coin, write A and B down, one's heads, one's tails on the decisions of the things you got to make. Just do that and then just test it out for a while. If it doesn't work, who cares? You can just go down the other route then, because at least you know that you've run a bunch of experiments. The smartest thing one of my mentors told me is to run tons of experiments all the time. The more experiments you run, the more tiny tests of things that you run, the quicker you will get to the finish line. All right. I'm just going to leave you with that thought. Hopefully you get something out of it. Take care. See you in the next one.